He's asked a question by the media and he says, bring us the evidence. Who has the tools of investigation? Who has the police? Who has the NSIS? Who has the bank fraud? Everything is in the hands of the government. We have given them the tools for investigation, and the job of the media is to hold that government to account, to deliver that investigation, nothing else.
Thank you very much. Our time is gone, so we're not going to take any more questions. I'd like to hand over the microphone back to Dr. Oranga, but before we do that, why don't we clap for this, ladies and gentlemen, Thank you so much. You can engage them further over tea and lunch and along the corridors of the hotel when time permits. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's appreciate the panel one more time. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You may resume your seats, please. Okay. And as they do so, I would like to ask the following people to replace them. Dr. Ezekiel Mutua, Rachel Nakitare, Sianda Moistuswa, Dr. Julius Bosire, na Wetu Swale. Okay. As they do that, I'm being told there is a message from the UN Secretary General that the Media Council would like to play for us for about a minute. Go ahead and play it. We'll be happy to watch it as the new panelists take their seats. Why did you bring it here?
Journalists go to the most dangerous places to give voice to the voiceless. Media workers suffer character assassination, sexual assault, detention, injuries, and even death. We need leaders to defend a free media. This is crucial to counter prevailing misinformation, and we need everyone to stand for our right to truth. On World Press Freedom Day, I call for an end to all crackdowns against journalists, because a free press advances peace and justice for all. When we protect journalists, their words and pictures can change our world. Thank you.
It's done. At least let's appreciate that we've been missing away from 4,000 miles across the world. Okay. Before the next panel takes over, allow me to lead with you, ladies and gentlemen. When you ask a question, please make it brief. I know that you want to prolong discussion. I would like to, but please make it brief and precise. Secondly, Doctor, for example, precisely asked them to limit your comments and questions to one, but still people are asking 3 or 4. Okay. Let's limit it to one so that more participate in the discussion. Okay. All right. This particular session will be moderated by Churchill Otieno. Okay. I'm proud to announce that Churchill Otieno was once a student, one of the best I've ever taught. Okay. How many of you have children? Yeah. Know how proud you feel when the child grows and prospers and is nurtured to greatness. Churchill, welcome.
afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, colleagues. We have a fairly expansive topic if you like. But really, what we're going to consider are just the nexus of three things. First, online media, as we may describe it. I'm sure they do several descriptions. And its sister, social media. Or phenomena, if you like, that has come up, known as fake news. But we recognize that this event is happening in Kenya. And at this point in time in Kenya, almost everybody is thinking about August 8th, that's the election. So we do expect that may color a little bit what we're going to say about these aspects. But today is an important day for us journalists, or I dare say independent journalists who choose to practice that profession because of their values. And this is because there are several pressures that has been brought to bear to the media as we know it, mostly due to the realities that we have to live by today. There's a big question around how do we ensure that sustainable journalism continues to happen? And therein brings many questions around who gets to influence what we write or talk about. But luckily for the world and for our audiences, and one might also suggest that's also the source of the problems you're confronting now, it is easier for many of us and many people in the world today to publish themselves and therefore mimic or behave as if they were journalists. Hence, the need for us to really come back and define what really is journalism at the end of the day. Is it the skills we learn in our media schools? Or is it the values that inform and give purpose to what we do? That's an important question now in Kenya because today we are just coming out of what has come to be known as the Kenyan primaries or nominations. And if you look at the outcome, some of the winners are people who you would think shouldn't be winning if indeed those who are voting for them were informed or guided by some core values. So I think the first indictment goes to the Kenyan person. But that said, in defining journalism, as I move to introduce my panel, I'm reminded of a second century attempt at that definition, which said that journalism is publishing facts that some other person would rather not get published. And it continues to say that everything else is just PR advertising. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you to this eminent panel, starting with my extreme left. We have Rachel Nakitare, from KBC. She is the programs manager there and a professional journalism of long experience. As Kenyans, we are happy to welcome Sianda, also known as the ungovernable satirical writer from Botswana. We'll see how she defines that when she gets the mic. I move on to introduce my former colleague, Dr.
in foreign currency because of the high interest rate normally that is charged the Kenya shilling account. But I think the account has just about $3,000 Now $3,000 and the Kenya shilling account, I